This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Now, I love what she does because she's multifaceted. She is a galactic shaman. She's an energy healer. She's a Reiki master. She is an animal healer, a sound healer, but also on her radar is some astrology. As there's always changes out there, especially when it comes to the planets and the transits. We're going to talk about the new moon in Gemini, or Gemini's new moon, and duality and how that pertains to us pretty much in real time as we welcome our professional of the year, Shayna Blackmar, is back with us. How you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing well. It's summertime, that's for sure.
Yes, it certainly is. And maybe a good time to start reading up on this. I have like books stacked up. Like I love reading about this and I just need to find the time, but then also, want to do the fun stuff, the beach and whatever, happens in the summertime. Duality. We're talking about that word. How do you define that in regard to all of this stuff?
Well, we're coming up, there's a big super new moon in Gemini coming up in a few days, and that's what came up to talk about, that duality is going to be magnified in our lives over the next week, and even polarity, which is extreme duality. And so duality is where you've got two sides of the same coin. You've got masculine and feminine, and it's all together. We're in a duality reality. It's part of everything. We've got night and day, hot and cold. It's everywhere. And then when there's polarity, that's extreme duality, right? They're so far apart they can't even see each other, but they're still part of the same whole.
It's kind of hard to grasp that because you see it, the two sides, but they are connected.
Right. It helps to zoom out, like if you're looking at yourself or a situation or relationship or even the planet, zoom way out. It's all one, right?
We have one planet, but there's many different facets of our planet, our people, all of that.
Exactly.
So with this new moon, I'm always on the edge of my seat. It's like, all right, what do we got coming our way now? I'm going to ask this question. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? But it really depends on how you look at it.
Well, it's coming through that it is an amazing opportunity for us because yes, the duality is going to be magnified. And so the lower vibration of it is the Gemini qualities of separation or being flaky, being nervous, that kind of thing, where it's just ungrounded. But the higher vibration, the opportunity for us to really upgrade with this energy is coming into balance within, balancing our feminine and masculine energies within ourselves, coming into what's called Hieros Gamos, or sacred union or sacred marriage with it. And that is the balance of the masculine and feminine energies within us. Because, every woman has male and female energies, every man has male and female energies. And the key is to find the balance within yourself. So someone maybe have, their natural constitution or percentage of those energies, maybe 50-50, maybe 60-40, maybe 70-30. So you have to find the balance for yourself. And so if someone has been, say, a more feminine person has been more in her masculine lately, then it's this opportunity to look within, ask your higher self, and ask, oh, how can I be more in my feminine energy? How can I go with more flow? How can I tune in and follow my intuition, be more receptive?
So
if
I want
it's
to ask this, and I wonder how it applies to this transit. Use me as an example here, but I ended something yesterday, and it was I wrestled with it for a long time. Just an association with an organization. It's all good. Just it's different now. So, but I didn't. I don't quit. So I'm like, all right, let me go a little bit longer, a little longer, and it was weighing heavy on me. I'm like, it just this doesn't fit anymore. Doesn't fit in my life anymore. It was fantastic in the beginning. It's just not. And I went, all right, another week and another week. So I ended that, and I also ended something else, and all good. It was I was going to volunteer for something, and it just I don't have the time. It didn't. I wasn't aware of how much I would need to invest in this, and I said, I'll help you guys out, but I only have this amount of time. So I made that clear. But it's this week that I did it, and I thought about it for a while, quite some time. Does this have anything to do with the Gemini new moon?
I'm hearing, yes, it's part of you setting boundaries and balancing your masculine energy.
Yeah. And it's just not, I see it very clear now where that doesn't work. You need to
Mm.
move on. Like the voice inside, no, no, no. Where, normally I'd be like, let me ride a little bit longer. Let me see how it goes. I don't want to, no, done. On to the next, done. On to the next. And yeah, but in a nice way. But it's this week. So I've got to believe there's a reason. There's a reason it's
Yeah,
this
the
week.
energy is supporting you, saying it's time.
Yeah, I feel it too. And I feel such a relief too after it. It's just like, yep, that was the right thing to do. And side note, it's not only me thinking this, others involved in these situations, organizations, they're saying the same thing. Things are different. They might do the same, but whatever. Um, Interesting. So what else should we be aware of, during this time?
Basically going within, how can you balance the masculine and feminine energies within? And you can set the intention too if nothing pops up right away that that stands out for you to take action on. You can even just set the intention to, okay, I intend that my masculine and feminine energies be in balance within me. And you can even look and see how you're doing, because the masculine energy is being present, is being grounded, is is safe, not just physically, but also emotionally and mentally. And how are you doing those things for yourself? Because coming into relationships with other people, if you want them to be love bonds versus trauma bonds, you have to come into that balance within yourself first, so that you can meet that person in balance and then coming from love. Does that make
Tra-
sense?
yeah, yeah. Trauma bond. I got it. I want to make sure we all have it clear. Can you define?
Yes, so a trauma bond is where we're coming from past traumas, past fears, and those are driving the connection. The basis for the relationship then becomes fear. And so that is not sustainable long term, not anymore.
Mm,
Um, and so both the relationship won't be able to last unless both parties are coming up into love and doing their healing work in order for that to happen.
mm.
If just one person is doing that, then you've got this big vibrational change. Um, and there's just this vibrational distance in which the people can't communicate, they just can't connect.
Would you say, as you do this work and you work with somebody like yourself, that the love bond, the trauma bond, it turns into more of the love bond as opposed to you picking relationships or getting involved in situations where you don't even know it, but you're trying to heal a trauma, and maybe the other person is as well. But you start moving away from that and more toward genuine, it's a love connection or something very positive.
Yeah, it's interesting because like typically trauma bonds do not change into love bonds. It is possible, but only if both people are doing their work and that is their intention.
Well,
So typically,
just to be clear, I wasn't even referring to that. I was just referring to as you go through life, you have less of the trauma bonds and more of the love bonds when you start realizing it, doing this work, maybe your intuition, all of that.
absolutely. And it comes down to vibration because if you're doing your work, you're healing, you're raising your frequency. We're magnetic beings. So if you're going higher and higher and higher, what you're going to attract is something at that level as well.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Um, I mentioned intuition. Is some of that come into play with everything that we're talking about here?
Yeah, well, that's part of balancing the feminine energy, whether you're a male or a female. That doesn't matter. It's the feminine energy within is the intuitive energy. So if you're following that, then you're balancing your feminine energy.
What if you turn around one day and things like look different? All of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like I thought all these things I thought were, it was moving in my direction. That doesn't work anymore. Yeah, you see something clearer. You almost don't want to believe it, but it seems right within your intuition. Can that happen? Has that happened to you?
Absolutely. Just the other day it did actually. And I would say take a step back and be in so much gratitude for how far you've come.
Mm. And definitely the intuition. I try to listen to it, especially in those situations. And I had one over the weekend. So I'm in New York, went upstate. They do the Belmont Stakes. I'll laser this down real quick, but it it's intuition. So I don't do horse racing. I went with somebody and we just went up. I'm not even paying attention. It's like everybody's all dressed up. It's really cool. It's like a party, whatever. 20 bucks here, 30 there, 5 there, whatever. Not a lot of money. So we get to the 13th race. Again, I'm not paying attention. I don't know anything about it. Just go up to the counter, blah, blah, blah. And I just look at the program and the names of the horses. And I see in the 13th race, this horse called Golden Tempo. And I'm like, my dad channeled in because the word tempo he was a boater. And when I would see him, he would ride along a certain canal near him. And there was a boat of a music celebrity, shall we put it that way. Their boat was called the Tempo. So my dad would always say, well, there's so-and-so and their boat's a Tempo. So I see Golden Tempo for this horse. I'm like, I'll put money on that one. So I put 25 bucks on it. It won the Belmont Stakes.
Oh my God, thanks, Dad.
I should have put more money. I won 175 bucks. I can't imagine if I threw like 200. And I don't want to say I should have, but it was clear. It was like, this is the one, do this. And I didn't even know that this horse out of the Triple Crown won another race, weeks ago. So if it won one more, it would have been Triple Crown winner, very rare. I didn't even know. I'm not even paying attention. So it wasn't like I had knowledge of horse racing. I just saw Tempo, Dad, do it now. I don't know why I didn't put more money. And I was even toying with it like 3 races back. Maybe I'll just drop 200 on one for fun. I don't gamble, so I don't do
Well,
that.
yeah, I mean the dollar amount I don't think is the point. The key is the following your intuition. And we actually talked about this last week of when you're manifesting something is to go with the flow and then let it go. If you had known that that horse had been, whatever other race he won, if you had known that he had been in that and was really focusing on it and wanting him to win, then that would have really constricted it and might not have let it happen, might not have let you win that particular race. Um, but you followed the intuition and let it flow and it could come in. That's so cool.
Can't make it up. Like that was right. All right, there's the marching order. I got it. Um, and you know what? I'm actually looking at some of the numbers. I don't do numerology, but if I take a look at what I won, 175, add it up and reduce it, and then the 13th race and do the same thing, comes out to the number 4. It reduces to a 13. 3 plus 1 is 4. I don't know what that means in numerology. I'm going to look it up just for the heck of it. Maybe there's a message there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, 4 is protection. Your angels
Hmm.
are around you.
Well, if they were protecting me, they would have said put $500 down on that sucker. But
Well,
anyway,
you have everything you need. You are protected, right?
in some way, I'm sure. So what else can you tell us at this time with this transit? What should we be doing?
It's going to be a super new moon, so I'm hearing to kind of rest and the super means that it's the closest to Earth, even though it's a new moon and we won't be able to see it. It's the closest to Earth at this time. So it's going to be really powerful. So taking some rest and going within will be helpful. And it may, depending on where it is in your chart, it may kind of rock you a little bit. So go with the flow, ask how you can come into balance within.
So really take some time for yourself. Would be the impactful time to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing it over and over. The focus is to go within. You'll receive the most benefit if you're able to do that.
Does that also include just taking time even for quiet, meditate, whatever?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Definitely.
You said you were going to the beach today. You think that lies with a lot of what we're talking about?
Of course. I plan on going early tomorrow morning weather will, if the weather will allow, and watching the sunrise by myself and
I
soaking in
have
the
to do
creek.
that more. I have to do that more because I have friends that do it. When I was away, I did that. I have to set that intention. Like a lot of times, like, man, I'm going to sleep another hour. I deserve it. I need it, whatever. But there's something magical on a nice day, seeing the sunrise, especially if it's in the right spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll enjoy that. How do we find you? How do we connect with you? And we're just scraping the surface in terms of what you offer. We've done sessions, very impactful, cleaning energy. I felt better for weeks after sessions with you. Best way to find you?
My website is vurusha.com, Vurusha. And then I'm on social media on Instagram at Shayna Blackmar Healing. And I'm also have created a teaching program. So if you're a practitioner and interested in doing more, that will take you through being a galactic, shamanic Reiki. And then if you want to go all the way through all 5 levels, doing, becoming a galactic shaman as well.
Wow. I didn't know that was the other side of you teaching.
I guess so.
Fantastic.
That's
Wow.
what's coming through. So
Thank you for the insight. Pay attention to what's going on here, and go within. It seems like that's the order of the day, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here.
yeah, find your balance.
Yep. Duality. There's always another side. All right, we'll catch up soon. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.